The Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle, remastered from the original mono tapes, as it was meant to be heard. Anyway, let's get into it. Welcome Classic Rock fans to me showcasing not only the wonderful new channel t-shirt, but some brand new vinyl, including the Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle. Always loved this album with its delightfully misspelt sleeve and its rich velvety harmonies and psychedelic baroque textures. It's an absolute masterpiece. Of course you're familiar with the tracks on it, Care of Cell 44, which was an edgy track for its time, A Rose for Emily, which has got a bit of an Eleanor Rigby sort of vibe to it. Maybe After He's Gone Beechwood Park is just absolutely fabulous. Brief Candles, Hung Up Upon a Dream is the my favourite number on this album, always has been. Beautiful start. I love the use of mellotron here as well. Changes, I Want Her, She Wants Me, This Will Be Our Year. Butcher's Tale, again a quite harrowing, edgy number for its time. And I could be wrong, I mean, do correct me in the comments below, but I think this predates the Pretty Things SF Sorrow as well, which touched upon some pretty dark stuff. And of course, Time of the Season, we all know that one. What's wonderful about this is they beautifully restored the artwork by Terry Quirk. Anyway, enough of this piffle. Let's get the cellophane off and take a look at it, shall we? So here we are, that's the label, if it'll focus on there. It says Odyssey and Oracle, newly remastered in mono, featuring Time of the Season, This Will Be Our Last Year, new liner notes by David Frick, psych pop masterpiece, decades of its time. I wouldn't argue with that. One of Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time. Anyway, here is the artwork, de-cellophaned, so to speak. And it beautifully recreates the original artwork as well, because I think later editions got quite a little bit lurid, I think. It's the rear. Blimey, Colin Blunstone looks young there, doesn't he? And as you know, this is probably the end of the Zombies as a touring band, because Rod Arjen, I think he's had a stroke, hasn't he? So he's unable to tour anyone. Of course, we all wish him well. But this is a beautiful reproduction. I love the original mono mixes of these albums because the stereo mixes tended to be a bit of an afterthought, a bit clunky, shall we say. Do you remember those old movies that when they first brought in 3D and you get people sort of poking things towards the screen so you could to remind you it was 3D? His original stereo mixes were a bit like that, with this dreadfully clumsy stereo panning going on. I had a Birds album that was a remix in stereo that was just terrible. I think the original Cream albums remixed in stereo were dreadful. But as I said, stereo tended to be an afterthought. The mono mix was the main thing, and the mono mix with this album is absolutely fabulous. Anyway, enough of my guff. Let's have a look at the record. Not a polyline sleeve. I prefer polyline sleeve, but there you go. And this has been repressed by Beechwood Park Records. And here is an insert. Wonderful picture of the Zombies working about this time. The info. And the aforementioned essay is actually printed on the rear of the sleeve. So there you go. So in terms of this remastered mono mix, you have got quite a wide field of sound, with the voices and instruments clearly differentiated, which makes me wonder if a stereo mix was actually ever needed, to be honest with you. And it sounds so lavish on the ears. I mean, for example, the piano and lead vocals, especially on the second track, feel as if they're really live with you in the room. So overall, I'm generally very pleased with this mix. And the beautiful harmonious vocals are perfectly balanced with the mellotron, the percussion of course, and Paul Atkins' wonderful lean guitar work. And the next slab of vinyl I want to talk to you about is this one from Arjen Anthony Lucassen, which is available on 4 sides of vinyl. I hope I've said his name right, by the way. Forgive me if I've mispronounced it. This is a wonderful concept album which deals with the catastrophic end to the world. There's even a track on here called Shagathon, where we have to find a way of fleshing out those last few moments on Earth. All the tracks on here are written by Lucassen, with tracks like The Clock Ticks Down Goddamn Conspiracy and the aforementioned Shagathon. It blends It blends dark humour with raw emotion and a chaotic, surreal, end-of-times atmosphere. It's a thoroughly decent listen. And the next piece of vinyl I want to shoot is this one. It's Between the Buried and Me and the Blue Nowhere. The version I've plumbed for is the 2LP mint coloured vinyl. This is ambitious and expansive in nature. I think it's the first album since Dusty Waring's departure. It is a unique and compelling record if you like your music with a darker edge, shall we say. There's some pretty heavy compositions on here that deal with isolation and existential angst, with that metallic crunch and thrum of guitars. We get an eclectic mix of sounds on here, from extreme metal to complex instrumentation, as well as moments of quiet beauty, making it an interesting, if not compelling, listen. So there you are, the 3 slabs of vinyl to check out are the brand new Zombies mono remix, which I would highly recommend, Odyssey and Oracle, and these two, Arjen Anthony Lucassen, which is an absolutely fabulous listen, very pithy, very amusing, and very dark as well. And the more crunchy metallic stuff is provided by Between the Buried and Me and the Blue Nowhere. This band have got quite a few albums out, to be honest with you. In fact, this is their 11th studio album. In fact, after this one, I'm going to have to check out some of their back catalogue, most definitely. These are available from Inside Out. I will be putting purchasing links just below this video if you want to check those out as well. Anyway, if you've managed to get to the end of this video without switching off, I'm going to plug my brand new channel t-shirts. Aren't they fabulous? There is a link in the video for those as well. If you're new to this channel, please do click like, subscribe, check that notification bell, and do all that stuff. And check some of the links below this video for ways you can support the sterling work done at Classic Album Review. I always say it, become a patron, because there's not only is there a fine body of work on there now, but we're forming a real classic rock community. Anyway, that's enough said. Thank you for watching. I'll just leave you with my closing salvo, which is hope you're well, staying safe, and of course that you keep listening.